Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Welcome to Reimagine, Not Rewrite Panther webinar. All participants are in listen-only mode. During the presentation, you may submit questions by clicking on the Q&A button at the bottom of the screen and entering your questions into the pop-up window. We will answer them at the end of the presentation. It is now my pleasure to turn over the conference to Amrith Maldonado, Panther Product Manager at Prolifics. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Megan. It is my honor and privilege to welcome all of you to today's webinar. Many of you have worked with us for decades, and I'd like to thank you for your business. Today, I'm also joined by a few others on our product team, Debbie Marcet, our account executive, as well as Richard Adams, a senior developer. Let's first go over today's agenda. Debbie will spend a few minutes talking about Prolifics, who we are, and what we do in the industry today. I will then discuss and demonstrate the latest cloud innovations happening here at Prolifics, which will bring us to our Panther Cloud offering. Next, we will talk about our Eclipse development environment, and Rick will give you a fantastic hands-on demonstration of it. We'll then talk about the Panther Web Developer Model. Debbie will then come back up to inform you of ways Prolifics can help you with your current JAM and Panther applications. Which brings us to Q&A. So let's get started. Go ahead, Debbie.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to take a moment to refamiliarize you with Prolifics. For many of our customers, you've known and worked with us for years, and you've always known Prolifics as the JAM and Panther company. And that is part of who we are, but that's just one part of our business. Over the years you've worked with us, we've been busy growing and expanding our business. Today we have over 1,600 employees worldwide, with 14 offices in the US, Canada, Europe, and India. We became an IBM partner 16 years ago, and today we're considered one of IBM's top partners. And we continue to grow and expand our capabilities through acquisitions. We've developed more than 80 technology accelerators, and we have over 700 technical certifications here at Prolifics. We have expertise across a wide range of solutions and have won numerous awards for technical excellence and innovation. In addition, we now offer a global delivery model to our customers who are looking to deliver projects more cost-effectively. We now have 5 key business units at Prolifics. We, of course, have our JAM Panther business unit going strong for more than 38 years now. We also have our IBM business unit focused on helping customers implement a wide variety of IBM solutions. We also have a testing group with more than 20 years' experience helping customers with QA, testing, and test automation. And we have a practice focused on Microsoft and open source technologies, as we recognize that our customers have very disparate vendor solutions and want to be able to implement, integrate, and support a variety of products. And finally, we now offer managed services for customers that want to outsource the maintenance of their business applications. Now, let's take a look at the services we offer. At the top, you'll see our different technology practice areas, which include our Panther services, business process management, security, analytics, enterprise content management, and more. Along the left side, you'll see the types of services we can offer our customers. I won't go into every one of these, but I will mention a few. For example, we offer advisory services to help customers with their strategies and roadmaps for projects. We offer full lifecycle application development services, and we can help customers with version upgrades as well as application migration and re-engineering. We offer a variety of application infrastructure services, including installation and configuration and health checks. And as mentioned before, we offer managed services and testing as well. So as you can see, Prolifics really does a lot in addition to our JAM and Panther business. But for those of you that thought Panther was just a legacy product and that Prolifics has been sitting still, think again. Our Panther product team has been busy creating new tools and capabilities that our customers can use to reimagine their JAM and Panther applications and do things you may not have thought were possible. Now I'm going to turn things over to Amrith Maldonado and Rick Adams, and they're going to tell you about all the new and exciting things we've been working on for Panther.
Thank you, Debbie. Today, we all rely on the cloud whether we know it or not, from posting on your Facebook page or sending email from your phone. Gartner says that by 2020, the cloud shift, which means shifting from traditional IT offerings to cloud services, will affect more than $1 trillion in IT spending. We have not missed a train. The market is entering a second wave of clouds hosted in corporate data centers, and this is where our Panther cloud model comes into place. Ladies and gentlemen, our Panther cloud model will transform the way you think about Panther and the way you will develop in the future. So what is this Panther cloud model? It is a complete self-contained framework for your Panther development and runtime environment. Prolifics will provide you with an already configured Panther Developer Cloud Instance, PDC, and a Panther Web Cloud Instance, PWC, which is your runtime environment. We are utilizing Amazon Web Services Virtual Private Cloud. Your Panther Cloud instance will be subscription-based, and the supported platforms are on Windows and Red Hat. So what does your Panther Cloud instance come with? It comes with your Panther development tools, which allows you to develop Panther client server, web, and mobile applications. It also comes with your Panther JCO server for you to build RESTful SOAP services. It also has our Panther Web Broker pre-configured with your Panther Servlet as well as a web server. Eclipse development environment, your choice of database driver and database server, as well as a toolkit. Now this toolkit contains scripts and code modules to help you with your web migration, as well as Visual Studio Community Edition. Now your Panther Cloud instance comes pre-configured and ready for you to begin development, and we can stand up a Red Hat or Windows instance in a matter of hours. Why Panther Cloud, you ask? We are fine with our current model. Well, let me show its value, the greatest being cutting cost and time. We will build out your Panther infrastructure, hardware as well as software, cutting down your IT cost as well as saving you time. The onboarding process for your new developers will also be seamless. This allows you to just focus on getting your Panther applications deployed quicker. As your business grows, scaling up your cloud capacity is easy. If there's a need to scale down, just let us know and we will simply turn off the services. Your Panther cloud infrastructure is built to be reliable, fault-tolerant, and highly available. In fact, Amazon has the highest uptime amongst all cloud vendors. We can configure your instances to be clustered with a load balancer that increases as your enterprise grows. All your instances are backed up and recovery solutions are simple to put in place when needed. Amazon's infrastructure has been architected to be one of the most flexible and secured cloud computing environments. It utilizes the best security practices and standards with the needs of the cloud in mind. It has built-in firewalls to create private networks. It provides a secure sockets layer protocol, as well as a framework in place to implement strong mitigation in the event of malicious attacks. Connecting to the PDC, Panther Developer Cloud. Once we have stood up your Panther Cloud instance, we will send you information on how to connect to it. We will provide you with remote desktop connection details along with your logon credentials. Alright, let's go and connect. First thing you'll do is double-click on your remote desktop icon provided. Enter your password and hit press yes, and you are connected. Notice how quickly we were connected. Now this is my Windows 2012 Panther Developer Cloud instance. Let's see what's installed here. Let's open up our Panther development tool. This is our Panther editor. You will use this to manage your screens, reports, service components, frame sets, as well as your menus. You will also use this editor to incorporate Java classes, manipulate your style sheets, HTML templates, as well as incorporate JavaScript code into your application. We have also pre-configured Panther to connect to an MS SQL database using our ODBC drivers. So let's go ahead and connect. We'll do File, Open, Database, choose the ODBC driver, and we'll pick a data source I have out there. CookieDS, okay. Enter my password, and I'm connected. Another feature of our Panther Cloud development tool is the ability to create web services from your Panther components. You'll be using the component interface to specify the methods and properties of your web services. Next, let's look at the Eclipse IDE that we have installed for you on your cloud instance. This will be the one tool you will use to perform all of your development. Notice the Panther Project Navigator view. We have configured Eclipse with our JPL Editor plugin. In the following slides, we'll go deeper into how you can take advantage of the Eclipse IDE to build a Panther application. Let's talk about our Panther development framework. In order to take advantage of developing using the Eclipse IDE, we have released a JPL Eclipse plugin for you. With this plugin, you will be able to develop as well as maintain your Panther desktop, web, and mobile applications. You are able to download the plugin from the GitHub site at no cost to you. As I had previously mentioned, this is the only tool you will need to develop all your source code in. From JPL to SQL to HTML to Java, JavaScript, and C. Not only will you be able to take advantage of the Eclipse built-in features, but the plugin also includes a JPL syntax validator, allowing you to validate your JPL code. Our Content Assist feature is an extremely useful one. It enables you to do quick lookups of all the built-in JPL and C functions. This is a lifesaver, especially if you're new to JPL. One of the greatest motivators for using our plugin is the ability to set up a team collaboration environment. Using this built-in Eclipse feature, you will be able to take advantage of the different team collaboration plugins available out there like Team Foundation, Subversion, Get, etc. You can now track and version control your development, QA, and production code base as well as your Panther screens. As of today, the JPL Eclipse plugin is available on two platforms, Windows and Red Hat 32 as well as 64-bit. Now let me turn it over to Rick to demonstrate our Panther Eclipse environment. He will also show us how to build a Panther web and mobile application using our latest innovations here at Prolifics.
Hello everyone, my name is Rick Adams and I'm a senior developer here at Prolifics. I want to show you today some of the exciting new developments in the Panther world. Panther Developer Cloud, or PDC. In the following demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can quickly begin your development process. Whether you're going to modernize, migrate, or build new applications, using cloud computing will bring efficiencies and savings you probably didn't think was possible. We will be using PDC on Red Hat 7 for this demonstration and an Oracle 12 database in the Amazon cloud. PDC comes fully configured ready to run, so the first task is to set up your project. Create a new Panther project, give it a name and point it to the development folder where the JPL and screen files will be held. Once we have the project set up, we will import the JPL code and Panther screens. So just click the Import menu item and select the Panther library that we previously copied up to the PDC system. In this case, we saved them in the Imports directory. And now we're going to open the jweb.lib folder. That contains all our JPL code from our existing system. And at the same time, we may as well import all the Panther screens that are in the sweb.lib Panther library. Let's take a peek now at what was imported. We have two folders, one for the JPL code and one for the Panther screens. Each one of these have a bin and source folder. Now we can edit the JPL files or the ASCII version of the screen files. Later on in the demonstration we will dig deeper into these. Now, all our development is based in Eclipse. We can use an SCCS system to manage not only our JPL and screen code, but C, Java, HTML, etc. all under one package. I'm going to show you an example here with a current customer that is undergoing a major modernization project with us. Eclipse comes with Git already installed, but in this case we will import our libraries using Team Foundation Server. Simply select our project and import the code. The Team Foundation Server in this case is already in the cloud, and we connect to the server using a two-step Microsoft Live account. Thus our code is extremely secure. Finally, let's take a peek at what got imported. In this case we have a number of JPL libraries with the binary and source files included. Expanding on the source folder, we can view and edit our JPL code in the Eclipse editor. Let's take a look at some of the features of our new JPL editor. First, you will notice we use color coding for keywords and comments. As we type, there is an inbuilt content assist. This is for functions, but also keywords, properties, etc. all to help when writing code. Also, we have a shortcut key to jump to the method definition from wherever the method is called just by using the F3 key. The editor will also detect errors as you type, and if you try to save this JPL file, then you will also see the error in the JPL console when it tries to compile the ASCII into the binary code. And these are just some of the capabilities built into the new JPL editor. Let's imagine now that we are going through a modernization and migration project. We have everything set up in the PDC environment, and we have had a request from business that we need a screen to register our users in the web and from a mobile device. In this part of the demo, we are using the character version of the Panther IDE. I find that when converting a character screen to the web, it's slightly easier to work with and it reflects the web layout better. Later on though, we will show you these screens in the GUI environment, so you can use the IDE of your choice. So now what we're doing is just connecting to the database. In this case, the database is an Oracle instance running in the Amazon cloud. Now we have successfully connected to the database, we will use some of the rapid development features built into Panther. First of all, let's import our table into the data dictionary. Let's take a look at our repository, and we can see that there's a registration screen that's been created for us from the database tables. Okay then, let's create a new screen. We will use the screen wizard. Select and fill in the details in the pop-ups for the type of screen we need. Select the table columns to include and click on Done to build the screen. For now, we could pretty much use this screen as is, but our main application is built on the Prolific style guide, the foundation being Bootstrap. So we'll need to do some minor alterations, setting widget styles, etc., so it can coexist with our application. But before we finish with the screen, a quick test against the database to check everything is okay. And finally, save the screen to the library. As I promised earlier, let's take a peek at the screens in the GUI environment. This is what the Panther IDE looks like in GNOME 3 and Red Hat 7 system. No matter which environment you work in, you have all the same mouse controls and operational behaviours. The PDC comes with one of the standard AWS databases, such as MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, Postgres. However, custom databases can be accommodated, or even VPN back to your home-based database if you so choose. In our case, we're using a small Oracle database just for development. Now we have created the screen, I want to incorporate it into our application. But before we do anything, I want to see how it looks in the web and a quick test just to make sure the code is working properly. And if everything looks okay, we can continue. Our web application is built around the Prolific style guide. This is already included in the PDC and accessible via the browser or from within Eclipse itself. Our style guide also shows code samples, so it's easy to cut and paste HTML code into your templates. Prolific has a division that specializes in user interface design and development. And in the following demonstrations, you will see the result of a style guide developed for one of our clients. To prepare our screens for this web environment, as I mentioned previously, we need to modify some properties in the screen. Now we can do this in the screen itself with the Panther IDE, or in the Eclipse development tool by modifying the ASCII screen files. I find sometimes it's quicker and easier to modify the ASCII files, particularly if we need to do some mass search and replace editing. Now take a look at our JPL. We're not going to use the wizard created code as it doesn't really meet our needs for this screen, so I'll replace it by using our own JPL. I'm not limited to using just JPL though. Some screens I decide to write using the Java interface entirely. It depends on what the application demands, such as an integrating with a document management system API or an in-memory grids for performance, etc. So now we have our code and screen developed. Let's see how it looks in the end product. So we'll select the registration screen from our drop down. We'll enter our details and click submit. And if all goes well, we will see the result in the pop-up message box. The pop-up message box, by the way, is done just by applying a bootstrap dialog and styles to the standard Panther message display. Just to show how we can incrementally debug and test. Let's say I want an email sent to me when someone registers. We already have the procedure written for email, so we'll modify the code. The JPL editor will show any errors as you type. And you can use the content assist to go directly to the procedure. Then just save the JPL when you're done editing, and the JPL editor will automatically compile the JPL into binary for the web app to pick up on its next invocation. For testing, I'm using just file-based processing, but obviously on deployment to the PWC, the Panther Web Cloud system, we would package all the files into libraries. After we run the registration screen again, a few seconds later I receive an email with all the details. Please note that I'm using the AWS Simple Mail service directly from Panther using the Java interface. Further debugging and testing can be carried out with the JavaScript debugger. We can drill down into the code, set breakpoints, etc., and trace through the application. On the server side, we have trace logging facility, and Java can be interactively debugged using the Java debugger. All you need to do is to turn it on in our initialization file. Again, all this is provided and configured within the PDC, enabling you to be more productive. Just to reiterate what comes with the PDC, with Java, Eclipse, Git, Apache HTTPD, Tomcat 7 are all installed and configured. Panther Client Server is installed and configured. Panther Web Broker, Panther JCO, the REST server, and the database, the JDBC database libraries based on the AWS DB you choose. But you can provide your own databases hosted in the cloud or on-premise if you prefer. Also sample web apps, the demo application, code snippets, the style guide. Everything is there for you to be able to develop your application. We have seen how to develop screens for a web app in the PDC, but I also have a mobile app that I need a registration service for. So I copied the registration screen and did a few alterations for the mobile app requirements, adding a couple of fields for example. I mainly reused the JPL I had developed for the web, but again just modified the parts needed to accommodate the mobile app. The registration service needs to return a JSON structure to the mobile app, so I created an HTML template for the registration screen. Now for this service request we are using the Panther JCO REST server engine. The screen JPL, Java and HTML code is complete, so we can run it using a tool such as SOAP UI. I'm running this from my local PC now, and I'll invoke the service over the internet. Note I've only allowed my IP access to this service through the AWS dashboard. The service is now fully functional, and I can now develop the mobile app to make use of this service component. I'm using Visual Studio tools on my local PC, but in PDC for Windows we already have Microsoft Visual Studio Community Edition installed for building the Panther components, so you may also do your mobile development on that platform.
Thank you, Rick. So you've seen our PDC. Now let me introduce you to our PWC, which is your Cloud Runtime Environment. This is called the Cookie Pay application, a live Panther web app running on a PWC server. This app allows you to keep track of the number of cookies the Girl Guides or Girl Scouts sell. This Panther application took minutes to deploy on a PWC server as it was pre-configured with the Panther Web Broker, Apache HTTP server, as well as an SQL database server. We can stand up a test or runtime system for you and get your application up and running very quickly, saving you time and IT cost. As the PWC model is totally subscription-based, you just pay a monthly cost and we will manage the software updates for you on your instance. Also, you will have total control over who will and will not have access to your applications, whether it be one user or 1,000 users.
So, what have we just seen? A full Panther development suite, all pre-configured and ready to run out of the box, along with a database hosted in the cloud for our development use. We saw how to set up our project using code from our existing Panther libraries. And we also saw an alternative way where we can use one of the many source control systems that's compatible with Eclipse. Which nicely leads us on to the Eclipse development environment and to our new JPL editor. Now we are able to do all our application development under one roof, whether it be the Panther JPL, the Java, HTML, JavaScript, etc., and take advantage of all the inbuilt developer aids that we cannot live without today, such as the global search and replace, content assist, etc. We saw how we could quickly build a registration screen for our web app using the inbuilt RAD features and wizards. We utilised a prolific style guide to help us develop a modern, responsive web application. And we integrated our screen using templates and styles. And finally, we showed how we can also provide back-end services for our mobile applications, reusing code we have previously developed. So, what haven't we seen? We didn't really have time to show you the JCO engine delivering SOAP and REST services. We would have liked to have shown you the memcache in-memory grid for the cache and application components. We would have liked to show you how you can integrate and cooperate with other systems via the web services or through the Java API. Which leads me to believe that your development money is better spent on new development and functionality and to reuse rather than to rewrite. There's really no reason to reinvent the wheel. We would like to show you how you can scale using load balancers and the AWS auto scaling feature. So no matter if you have 1 or 1 million users, it's real easy to scale to meet your requirements. But what good is all this without QA and testing? Using the PWC and PDC, it's quick and easy to stand up your infrastructure for testing, and when complete, just shut them down. You don't need to invest in all that hardware anymore. Amazon Virtual Private Cloud and Security. Amrith touched on this a little, but your applications are quite secure in this model. The Modernization Toolkit. That's a conglomerate of utilities, scripts, templates and documentation that is sort of a living document where our consultants bring their knowledge and experience to help you quickly modernize your applications. And finally, we would like to explore with you how Panther, the PDC, the PWC, etc. fits neatly into your DevOps world.
Thanks, Amrith and Rick. That's great stuff, right? So the bottom line is that we know you've made a significant investment in your JAM and Panther applications. Those apps have probably been running great for years. But maybe you're getting pressure from end users to improve the user interface or offer the application through a web browser. Your first thought might be that you have to rewrite the application in another technology. But while you knew that there would be significant cost and risk to do that, you felt that was the only option. We want you to know that we can help you modernize your applications without the cost and risk associated with a full rewrite. You can leverage the application code that you have, and using new tools and technologies, you can create an application your end users will love. So let's talk about how Prolifics can help you. Maybe at the present time, all you need to do is upgrade your applications to the latest version of Panther. We can help you do that. Or maybe you'd like to simplify your development processes. Let us talk with you about Panther Developer Cloud. If you're looking to modernize your applications, we can help you every step of the way to reach your goals. We currently have 2 large Panther modernization projects going, and we'd love to help you too. We know some of you would like to integrate your Panther applications with other applications, but didn't know if this was possible. Our JAM and Panther products are designed to be very open, and many of our customers have integrated with all kinds of applications. So we'd be happy to discuss your specific integration requirements and help you determine what's possible. And if you just need help maintaining your JAM or Panther applications because you don't have the skills in-house anymore, we can do that as well. We're here to help, so please reach out and let's talk about your goals.